It's been a while since we've had to watch any modern Dragon Ball.
It's been a mercifully long time since there's been any modern Dragon Ball.
I think we're at an unprecedented moment, though, because we watched modern Dragon Ball, and unless the brain spiders have just got... This one was actually good. Not like, oh, thank God, good modern Dragon Ball, asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. But, like, I think just as, like, just like a movie, like an anime action movie, it was genuinely fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was funny, it was charming, it actually tried to have a story. The action set pieces were, like legible, like you could understand what was going on at any given point. And
there was actually environmental design in a Dragon Ball property.
Oh my god. Piccolo has a home? He sits on a tiny version, or tiny, relatively speaking, version of, like, Daimao's throne. He has a fucking cat penguin cell phone. This movie was so specifically made for me. Like, I'm like, okay, so so we get a movie. Goku and Vegeta are not the stars. We have Gohan and Piccolo. Pawn is playing a relatively large role. She gets to be a character, and she's fucking adorable. We got the Red Ribbon Army, but, like, it's not like edgy, Dr. Ghetto Red Ribbon Army. No, this is like goofy ass, like, son of Commander Red, his son Magenta, who runs a pharmaceutical company.
Who no one ever knew that Red Ribbon Pharmaceuticals was the backer for the Red Ribbon Army.
Same fucking logo and everything. That is the type of goofy bullshit I am here for. And, like, you have, like, Dr. Hito, who's, like, the grandson of Dr. Gero, and he's just like, yeah, no, he, like, got arrested because he dug up some corpses, made them into artificial humans to work a gas station for him so he could make money to fund his research.
Apparently this was like... What, like a 6-month prison term?
Yeah!
Honestly, I don't know how you consistently adjudicate justice in the Dragon Ball universe. That's a skewed scale of offense.
Yeah, no, because I think, like, once motherfuckers start blowing up cities, you have to, like, really readjust, like, how much... You're just like, oh, what's that? You exhumed some bodies and you desecrated the corpses?
Well, based on that time that pink guy killed all humans,
There's just, like, right out of the gate, though, like, I feel a bit of a gut punch, because the very opening is just, like, this gorgeously animated, like, cut of animation that's recapping the Red Ribbon Army saga. And I'm just, like, so giddy, because it's so gorgeous. Like, some of my favorite cuts of animation. And then we go into CG territory, which the CG is fine. It's good. 95% of the time, I wasn't even thinking about
this CG has ever been.
Yeah. Like, there's, like, warping and distortion. Like, they understand, like, this thing is this close to the camera, so it needs to, like, be larger and to, like, to really get the full effect. And, like, they really take advantage of, like, basically they use all the tips and tricks that you see in Dragon Ball FighterZ. So, they finally got up to the level of a video game released in, like, 2018. So, good job, Toei. I knew you had it in you. But yeah, just, like, if I could have seen, like, all that stuff 2D animated, it would have been amazing. But also, like, I know everyone's just, Broly, 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 Broly. But, like, I find the constantly shifting art styles in that movie jarring, and, like, it bothers me. Like, when I'm going episode to episode in Dragon Ball, that's fine. When in, like, this 90-minute movie, there's, like, 15 distinct art styles, and they're, like, going from anywhere from hyper detailed to just noodly fucking, like, One Piece animation. And I'm just like, and, like, they all look fantastic. It's all 10 out of 10, but it's just like, guys, I'm here for like a consistent, cohesive vision and not like an animator showpiece. So like this being like CG, it's just like, okay, at least there's just one consistent style throughout the entire thing. And at no point did it like, cut to CG and then I was suddenly brought out of the experience and then it cut back to 2D. It was just CG the whole time. So I was just like, yeah, no, this is what this movie looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get like Piccolo training Pawn. It's adorable. And then like he has to go, pick her up from goddamn school because Videl has a martial arts class or tournament she's training for, which that's like she has a class that she teaches, and it's like, oh, thank God she's not just a housewife. We gave her something. Mm-hmm. And the most meaningful part of that is that she was given this in a movie where Toriyama wrote the script. This wasn't like Toei looked at Videl and went, I don't know, man, like make her a martial arts instructor or something so she isn't so pathetic.
The voice actors ad-libbing and they just snuck it in.
They're just like, you know what, we're keeping that. Toriyama sensei won't even notice, or if he does, he'll just think, oh, that was a really good detail I added, because he's not going to remember that he didn't write that.
I love that she can't pick her up because she's got a thing that came up and she has to do it. Gohan can't pick her up because he inherited that ignore my children for the thing I'm passionate about gene and hasn't seemed to realize it yet.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about that. I was like, wow, like father, like son. And Piccolo's sitting there holding the bag as per usual.
Right? Like, Piccolo, can you go please pick up my daughter and train her to fight? Like, wow, that's okay.
Something that's interesting in this movie, and this is something that people have complained about, is just like, oh my god, we're doing the Gohan gets his groove back for like the 500th time in modern Dragon Ball. And here's the thing, guys, I need to explain something to you. All of those times where Gohan was like getting his groove back, that was Toei ad-libbing. Like if it's not written on the Arby's napkins that like Toriyama has turned in that are his plot outlines, then it is not canon to anything he writes for these movies. I'm sorry. Like, in Toriyama's mind, Gohan, the last time he wrote something for Gohan directly was the Resurrection F movie, and he wrote him as completely out of shape and just, like, he had lost his groove a while back. And then he wrote, like, he participates in the Tournament of Power. So all that great little character development and all that stuff, like acknowledging his flaws and him developing and working hard to be I'm sorry, it's just not canon to this movie. Suck a dick. Like, you need to understand, like, Toriyama didn't write it. I'm sorry.
I love how little of a shit that man gives.
You're not, like, you haven't been reading the manga, so you're not aware that, this motherfucker has written the same story 3 times now in a row, where introduces an antagonist. Antagonist is misled by the actual villain of the movie and tricked into fighting our heroes. He has done this plot line 3 times. He did it in Broly, he did it in the Granola arc, and then he just fucking did it in Superhero. He has done this fucking story 3 times, and it took him 3 fucking times to make a good fucking story out of it. This movie being a bit sillier, more fun, more lighthearted, like, I feel like you can kind of get away with, like, a flimsy plot, like a justification, because, like, you look at the Gammas, and they're just goofy as shit. Like,
yeah, the Gammas are precious cinnamon rolls. Dr. Hedo should probably fucking know better. But even at the end, he was like, yeah, I mean, I kind of knew, but man, they gave me a shit ton of money.
Look, I'm going to say right now, he is, like, we learned in that movie he is 24 years old. I think we have all done stupider shit at 24 years old for less. So, like, I give that kid a pass. Oh, God, but yeah, no, the Gammas are amazing. They're fucking Ultraman, like, they're tiny Ultraman cosplaying as Cyborg 00, 10, and 11. I love it. I love their designs. I love that they don't shoot ki, they have their fucking shark pistols. I love that Gamma 2 has, like, hologram projections. Because that is a joke that kept on paying off in that beginning. Because it's just like, the first you see the text pop up and we're like, oh, we're doing the goofy sound effects because he's an old school superhero. That's great. Piccolo then, what we think is breaking the fourth wall to go, where are these words coming from? And then we find out that wasn't a fourth wall break because he's just a goofy motherfucker who has a hologram projector that pops up cartoony sound effects when he fights people. Like, oh my god, they're so good. So yeah, like we get like the gammas, we have Piccolo going like infiltration mode. Pretty sure he killed that man.
Mm-hmm. Like, Piccolo killed the guy to take his outfit. Now, let's be clear. Piccolo canonically has the ability to produce clothes.
Yeah. He didn't need to do it. He did it in this movie, and he still felt the need to. Let's just be honest, he killed that motherfucker, because that guy doesn't come back. Unless he had, like, hit him so hard that, like, he was just unconscious for, like, 8 fucking hours straight.
Right? He's doing this all day, leaving and coming back, and nobody finds him, or...
Yeah, no. I'm pretty sure after that camera cut away, he ate that motherfucker.
It's because you get to watch half this movie with Piccolo just running around with a gun.
Piccolo is strapped, yeah. Oh my god. And they go to like, okay, well, we don't know. Oh god, fucking the Red Ribbon Pharmaceutical guys, like fucking Carmine and Magenta's whole interpretation of the Dragon Team is fucking hilarious. It's just like, yeah, no, these evil space aliens that are like under control of Capsule Corp, the richest company in the planet. And honestly, like, that makes so much sense. Like, they fucking show like a video of some guy wearing a Capsule Corp jacket just completely sashimi a goddamn alien in a second.
What's great about that shot is it, like, if you watch it in the show, and it takes a certain amount of time. You watch it in the movie, and, oh, apparently that took 0 time.
Yeah, no, that was just...
He goes over to hear... Boom.
So many things. Oh, God, fucking Carmine's presentations that he, like, personally edited and put together himself. It's just like a Carmine production. Oh, God, just... So many things in this movie had me smiling because there's so much going on in the background. Every time there's exposition, there's always something going on, whether it's the Gamma striking funny poses or Pawn just being adorable and trying to eat cookies that aren't for her and her pouting about it. Like, and Pawn is the fucking MVP of this goddamn movie. Just every scene is just 10 out of 10 perfect.
She is amazing.
Like, the fucking Red Ribbon dude shows up and she Stranger Danger knocks him the fuck out. In one of the most satisfying scenes in all of Dragon Ball. I don't know this guy.
This is like, please don't tell anyone I got my shit kicked by a little girl. I'm like, dude, this is the kind of lax operational security that did in the original Red Ribbon Army.
Yeah. Which, honestly, given the Red Ribbon Army's history, you should probably know better than to try to assault, like, an alien child. Because the last time it happened, it did not go well for the Red Ribbon Army.
Like, did they lose all of their records? Was nothing left? Was there not a "Don't fuck with this kid" sticker on a folder somewhere?
I mean, they clearly know about Goku because, like, you know, they have him on the file, and the mid-bosses to the ominous Mr. Satan.
Yes, Mr. Satan's ominous power that he has yet to reveal.
Who knows how he did it? Oh my god. And you have, like, okay, well, these 2 guys are gone. You know, we don't want to fuck with Mr. Satan just yet. Who knows what that motherfucker's got up his sleeve. All right.
We'll start safe. We'll test our powers on Gohan.
like he killed the original Cell, and our Cell's a hell of a lot better. Also, I'm so grateful that Cell Max was not saved as, like, a surprise. Like, the first 15 minutes of the movie, oh, Cell Max. Like, Celu Maxu. Like, they get that shit right out of the gate. Like, okay. Because they're not gonna, like, sit there and tease you about, like, oh, what's in the box? You know. It's Vidal's head. But I still think, like, Cellmax, I'm fine with. They went Bio Broly with him. Bold fucking choice, given how Bio Broly turned out in the fan reception of that. Mm-hmm. But they just made him fucking Shin Godzilla, and I was all for that. Like
painted him up like a darter frog and had him spewing plasma. It was
Cellmax, great, fine for what he is. This movie would have been so much better if we had gotten Android number 9. Are you familiar with Android number 9?
I'm trying to remember which one that is.
Okay. He's not from the show. Uh-huh. He's from Dragon Ball Online, that fucking MMO that Toriyama wrote for.
Yeah.
Okay, so Android number 9 is Commander Red brought back as an artificial human, but he's like 9 feet tall. He's still proportioned the exact same, but he's just 9 feet fucking tall. And he has like robot parts. And it's amazing. And I would have been like, if you just gave me like Kaiju Commander Red, like Mecha Commander Red, I'd have clapped so fucking hard.
I mean, I would have, if for no other reason than to watch you fall deeply into despair, if instead of Cellmax, the pod opens up and Super 17 walks out.
I think I got robbed the best timeline. Why'd you have to let me know? Why'd you give me that knowledge?
You could hear Korn playing in the background, and he's like, I want a boat.
Is he just like mentally challenged? Just like, boat. He's like brain dead Broly, but instead of right. Kakarot, he just
hear Bio Broly noises.
Oh my god, Super 17, man! What a fucking like. I feel fucking. It's weird too because we do get 18, but 17 doesn't show up. And you would think like since we've already introduced 17, if you're gonna have 18 there, might as well bring him back. Might as well get the whole fucking team together.
Rangering that park.
He is doing very important ranger work, and they brought Goten and Trunks because they're not literal tiny children anymore. They got a fucking character design upgrade.
So good. Like they hop off the ship, and I'm like, oh hey, it's Goten and Trunks.
Oh yeah, no, it's like, whoa, these designs were not here the last time we saw them, because like the last time they've shown up in the story proper, well, no, it was Broly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Broly is when they showed up in the story proper, and Toriyama did not give them new designs. I think he actually did give them new outfits, but he did not give them new designs.
Yeah, no, them being taught all the way through Super just blew.
Yeah, no, it's so frustrating. And I know exactly why they had the growth spurt when they did. Pawn is now old enough to be the new child character. Mm-hmm. That's it. That is it. Because, like, that's the only thing that makes fucking sense is that Pawn is now old enough to be the child character for the show. Mm-hmm.
But Goten and Trunks movie next.
Honestly, like, yeah, because we got Rob Gotenks. Like, they hinted it. They gave us fat Gotenks.
Sons of bitches.
Like, I have to admit, this is the first time since the Fusion Reborn movie where the fat Gotenks or fat version of a character, like, joke popped up, and I wasn't just like, ugh. Because, like, when it popped up in Broly, I'm like, oh my fucking god. The only redeeming part of this is that we get to cut back to Frieza just getting fucking rinsed. Just amazing. So fucking hard. That was the only redeeming part of that. It's like that movie stopped to be fun for like 3 whole minutes before going back to punch, 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 laser, 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 punch, 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 transform, laser, punch. And, oh god, like... Okay, so what is your thoughts on the inclusion of Goku, Vegeta, and Broly in this movie? Like, how they were used?
Like, how they were used or how they were not used?
Well, how they... Yeah, the role that they took up, do you think they took up too much time, not enough time? Would you like to have seen them have a bigger role? Because I've seen people across the spectrum on this one.
It didn't weigh heavily on me one way or the other. Like,
yeah.
Of course they were in it. They had a huge vignette in the front. They were there just long enough for when you start to realize that they're not going to come back and solve this problem, that oh my god, it's real and it's happening.
Yeah, no, like, I am totally, because I know a lot of people are like, man, I really wish we just, like, would have cut away from the fight and then cut back to, like, the post-credit scene. And, yeah, but I have just accepted it as, this is the sacrifice I need to make to have this movie exist.
This was the camping scene.
Yeah. Like, I was fine with it. The fight was mercifully short. While it was going on, we're getting, like, you know, thirsty beers over, like, fucking Chile, which was just every bit of that. Just, like, you think at this point he was just going to over here.
It's just Spears leans over to Whis and he's like, oh my god, I am going to destroy that. Wait.
So, like, Chile was our fan service character in the last in Broly. Here, like, it's Bulma? Like, seriously, her whole introduction is like her just ass in camera looking for things, just shaking her ass back and forth as she's looking for stuff. And like you see her, like, she gets the phone call from Piccolo and she's like laying like this, right. Like, what up, Piccolo? It's just like, damn, bitch.
I mean, at a certain point, you have to think Bulma may have taken up as a hobby trying to sexually tempt a member of a race that does not involve sex. And after years of dragon wishes, here she is, much better than her super design. She has hit peak MILF, all things in true perfect balance.
I'm going to say no, because peak MILF Bulma is future Bulma, where she has the long ponytail, and she's got the, just like right about a cute wrinkle.
That's Principal Bulma.
Oh, man. She's like sitting there like in the mechanic's outfit with the cigarette, and it's just like, that's MILF Bulma to me. But yeah, no, like, it's so weird because literally 1 year from where this movie takes place is the end of Z. And in that movie, they make a reference about how she's aged and Goku and Vegeta haven't. So it's really funny that they keep writing in all these things in the 10 years of peace. Like, Aggro, there are now as many story arcs in the 10 years of peace than there were throughout all of the original manga.
Mm-hmm.
There's 9 fucking arcs worth of shit in here. I think 10 if you count Jocko.
We are into some Arthur
Jocko's
Conan
before,
Doyle
but
shit.
still, like, yeah, no, like, modern Dragon Balls just had so much.
It's weird that we keep going, like, not that we keep making Dragon Ball, but that we keep shoving it into this time period. Not
Toriyama refuses to, like, tack anything to that ending. His whole thing has just been like, that is the ending of Dragon Ball. Because the whole point, I guess, of that ending is supposed to be, like, the adventure always goes on. There's always going to be stronger dudes. There's always going to be whatever.
The adventure always continues, except it won't. Fuck you.
Yeah. And so, like, you know, he very much does not want to go past, like, a certain point. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I just never see him going past End of Z. Like I don't know if he just, you know, doesn't want to fuck with the ending of his manga, or... Yeah,
that could very well. He's like, no, I wrote the ending and we're not going to change it. Yeah. At a certain point, we have to start doing, like, Elseworld shit and what-if movies.
Yeah.
Which would rule.
Because, like, here's the thing. Like, Battle of Gods starts off, Videl is pregnant. So that puts that at, like, 5 years into the 10 years of peace. So we had 5 years of peace, 5 years of shit just refusing to stop happening. And in that time frame, like, Goku and Vegeta have obtained godhood, like, super godhood. Like, Vegeta got super godhood evolution, and then, like, fucking Goku unlocked the technique of the angels, and then Vegeta has unlocked the technique of, like, the fucking gods of destruction.
We need to go readjust the Oob fight, where Goku just goes max blue and fucking pastes that kid.
Actually, one of the most recent arcs in the manga has given Oob a huge boost.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because in the lore of the manga, like, the manga explains that when Majin Buu and Kid Buu split, like, you know how Majin Buu had most of the power? Majin Buu got the God Key from the Daikaioshin. So Oob actually has motherfucking God Key.
God Key.
Yeah, no, it's... At this point, God Key means fuck all. But, like, it is this big thing that they've made a point of, like, Oob's ridiculously fucking powerful. Like, if you've ever seen the scene, anything from the Dragon Ball manga, where Goku is, like, a giant energy kaiju, like Korra Book 2ing it, that is because, Oob gave his power, his God Key to Goku, and just souped his ass up, and then he became a giant energy kaiju. Back to this movie. We get some transformations.
We sure do.
You know, I went from, these are some of the dumbest fucking transformations in Dragon Ball to, I kind of fucking loved them. Where are you sitting on these?
I have not decided about Big Orange Piccolo yet. Because it feels like a mid transformation. Like one we would have gotten in the middle of a story arc and then he like completed it with something else. But no, it's just I'm giant buff as shit Piccolo.
Dangerously cheesy Piccolo.
Why is he so buff? I don't know.
Yeah, no, they
like, is Piccolo colorblind? Is that canonically established? Because they're like, you were orange, and he's like, oh, I didn't notice.
I mean, maybe he didn't look down at his arms. Maybe he wasn't really looking. I mean, he's got like yellow splotches or pink splotches on his arm, or yellow. Actually, I think they're yellow in this movie. I think they're using the manga coloring. But yeah, just, you know, we get like Piccolo Gigamax, and then we get Gohan Beast.
Yeah, Gohan Super Blanco is the most hot topic fucking transformation this series has seen.
Do I need to show you, like, Ultra Ego Vegeta? Have you not seen that?
Isn't that the one where he's sparkly?
No. That's the one from the manga where he has, like deep purple hair and no eyebrows. He has, like, the super size...
that was real?
That's real.
Oh, shit. But no, yeah. Because that's just, like, it's a little 3-ish. And everything that's a little 3-ish gets a pass. Because 3 is the greatest transformation ever. And you can all eat it.
Like, the thing is, though, like, a lot of people are going to agree with you and be like, yeah, no, 3 rocks. Like, why would... I'm the one that doesn't like 3.
Like, the first time this fucking Gohan shows up on screen, I mean, he looks like every time a Super Saiyan parody shows up in a cartoon.
Yeah, no, that's something, like a friend of mine was posting, like, the kids next door, like when the kid had, like, the giant 8-foot hair.
He's like, you look at it, you're like, that's goofy as shit. And then you think about it for a while, and you're like, I mean, if we're off the basic Super Saiyan track, and everybody's just getting whatever weird form transformations they can come across, of course this is what Gohan's is like.
Oh my god, I love how Piccolo gets his power up from the dragon. Like, he just like, he goes to Dende, unlock my potential, like the Grand Elder did. It's just like, for the other guys, it's just like, oh, I can't do that. It's like, I can upgrade
It's like, but you're the same type of Namekian as the Grand Elder. Wow. It's like that, huh?
It's okay, they're both Namekian. But yeah, just... Like, he gets the dragon, he gets the wishes, or he gets to make his wish, and, like, fucking, I love how, Shenlong was just like, stay at your, oh, hey, Piccolo, how's it going? It's like, oh, Piccolo-sama.
This fucking movie, it leads into this so fucking hard, because they're like, oh, well, can the dragon unlock my power? No, but, and then he pours water on it, and now it does.
Yeah.
There was no call for that. They just did it. Yeah,
no, it's just like, hold on, I can upgrade it. BRB. Okay, he's upgraded. You're good now. Yeah, no, like the whole thing.
Could you have done this any of the other times we asked if the dragon could do something and you said no?
To be fair, no one's really needed Dende's dragon for a whole lot for things that like because he gave like the best power up he could, and that was like 15 years ago. So he's learned some things. But yeah, no, like this movie has like there's so much plot happening in this movie, and I love it so much for that.
It's a movie with a story.
Yeah,
that happen in it.
It's like you have stuff with the Red Ribbon Army, and then them recruiting Hito, and then they're like trying to test their power, so then they kidnap Pan to lure.
There are a bunch of because ofs instead of and thens.
Yeah, like there's a series of unfolding events, and you have Piccolo who's trying to decipher what's going on based on like him trying to spy on them, and like everything feels meaningful, and like the fights. Good God, when fucking Gohan, like when they go to fucking first off when they go to get Gohan, it's just like Piccolo just like no, come over here, knock on his window. He won't answer the door, and just like he just like pulls a gun on him. He's just like, go away or I'm calling the cops. Like,
I'll get Krillin down here to beat you up.
He needs the ego boost. But yeah, that's just flicking. It's just like, and then, oh my God, that fucking video of Pawn just, where it's just like they get the cell phone camera and she immediately just grabs the nearest plushie. Daddy, I'm scared. And then he loses his shit. He's just riding there, pissed off, and he immediately blows up the fucking.
He's out the window. I'm like, is he gonna wait for that thing to land? I don't think he is.
God, he does like the fucking superhero drop, but he doesn't do like the 3-point landing. No, he just lands feet first, shockwave with the rain, which I love that like that whole because like when they first showed that scene. When I first saw it in theaters, and I was realizing, I'm like, wait, this is all inside of a holographic dome. Is the rain fake? And then, like, the hologram disperses during the fight, and I was just like, oh, it was.
I thought it was raining outside, too.
No, because it was the moment I think the moment he transforms into Ultimate, he
blasts the rain clouds away.
Oh.
Yeah, they show the gray clouds still around the outside, but he just blew the local.
Oh, okay. Because I do know like the hologram dome.
Yeah, he breaks
away.
that too.
Yeah, and I also was thinking about how like they were projecting like a red ribbon symbol into the sky, and I'm like, is that inside or outside the dome? Because one of these is really conspicuous, guys. So we get some amazing fights. We get like the great fucking fight with Gamma 1 and Gohan.
Some fights with legible movements and areas in space in an area that was designed and has a look to it.
Like I remember talking to someone about Broly, and look, guys, Broly's fine. It's half of a really enjoyable movie, and then it just turns into visual noise of punches and yells and lasers, and I'm like, I lost track of what was happening, and then like the action stops for a second.
Like a skill issue.
But yeah, just like this movie, like all of the actions were readable. I could tell what was going on. The camera movements were really dynamic and really went with the flow of the fights.
You got to see Gohan DDT a guy.
Oh my God, that was fucking amazing. Just beautiful. You have Piccolo fighting Gamma 2. Oh my God, you have fucking just Gohan's getting his shit wrecked after a while, so Piccolo's just like, we need to get your dad mad. So he's just like, act like you're being hurt, and he's like, he's not even holding her, he just has his fist up and she's holding onto his fist like he's holding her like she's standing on his fucking hand.
It was like the Gamma turns around, I was like, hey, we don't hurt kids.
What the fuck?
Carmine is right behind him, and all Carmine wants to do in his life is shoot a child.
Yeah, which honestly I do love when Pong gets to drop his ass and his fucking like his hair just deflates. Oh my God, this movie is just full of so much visual charm because like we get like the two fights that are going on, and then once things are reconciled in a very reasonable fucking fashion, nobody's a big slobbering rage monster that needs to be teleported. No, just I think the guy we're working for is fucking evil.
It's great.
I don't think you guys are evil.
They're all sitting on the stairs like, wow, man, that kind of resolved quickly. That didn't get out of hand at all. That could have gone way worse. Hito comes running in. Fuck!
He's free. Just fucking Cell Max shows up, and we get, I love Dragon Ball characters v Kaiju. We don't get it very often. We get a couple of great ape fights. We get Hirudegarn from movie 13.
Cell Max is basically Hirudegarn mixed with that big red fucker. Oh shit! Which movie is he in?
Janemba?
No, not Janemba. I think this was the guy from that fucking Destroy All Saiyans OVA.
Oh my god, Hachiak.
Hachiak.
Oh, man, what a fucking comparison. Because
it's mostly the size and the color scheme.
Something that a friend of mine pointed out was something that made Cell Max better than regular Cell is that he didn't regenerate. Mm-hmm. He just gets fucked up and he stays fucked up. So you get to see visible damage.
For a moment, why the fuck? Oh, because they built him out of cell cells and they didn't have any of the DNA.
Yeah. This is the formula that we used to make Cell, so we made an original Cell from, scratch. We don't have Piccolo DNA to put into this fucker. So, yeah, just, when it's fucking... Oh, God. You get, everyone teaming up against him, and... fucking Gamma just goes up into fucking space and comes down. And can we just talk about the fucking music in this movie slays? It kicks so much ass. The heroic motif throughout is so good. The Cell Max theme is ominous and intense, and it sounds monstrous, and all the heroic characters just feel larger than life because of the music. And I was just like, wow, man, Sumitomo finally did it. He really upped his game. He didn't fucking compose this movie. I've spent years shitting on this man and talking about even Broly. I do not like the fucking Broly score. I find it obnoxious. And the only time I've really liked his music was in the Goku Black and Future Trunks music. And here I was just like, oh my god, Sumitomo did it. He finally delivered a killer score. He didn't fucking do any of this, god damn it. So I was justified. Sumitomo's still a hack, and it took getting rid of him for me to like the music in Dragon Ball again. Who would have guessed? So yeah, no, this movie just delivers on everything, and like I said, Gamma 2 comes down, that's big sacrificial blow, and Cell Max catches him with his arm and blows his arm off, and it's just oh fuck, he's still alive. And they all just have to team up and fucking... God, this movie has so many great little nods and references without being really obnoxious about it. Here's a cute throwback that makes sense. Not hey, look, here's Gogeta. Piccolo, get big. What? That thing you did at the tournament 40 years ago. He's just, oh shit.
Forgot I could do that.
Yeah, BR just... He's just this is a bluff. I'm not stronger.
Now do the multi-form technique.
Oh god.
This movie hit the most important balance where, yes, they shit talk Krillin and he does an embarrassing thing, but then Krillin shows up and does a kick-ass badass thing.
Bing! Pings that fucking Kanzan off his fucking head.
Nails Cell with a Kienzan and saves 18, and order is brought back to the universe.
It's just good. My boy's getting laid after this one. He gets to go home a hero. Slay, King, slay. But yeah, no, this is one of those movies I feel I could just keep talking about, because there's so many, like I said, I had a friend who would talk about Broly, and he's just oh yeah, that Gogeta fight, every time I watch it, I'm always noticing something new, and I'm okay, you realize that's not a good thing, right? The fact that you can't absorb all of the action, which is the centerpiece of the movie, the finale, you can't even retain or absorb it, that you have to watch it 4 times to catch everything.
Skill issue.
It's go to hell. And but like this movie is one of those ones where I go back and I keep rewatching because there's like there's little jokes here and there, like the whole like I had missed originally about them referring to Goku and Vegeta being mid bosses, like all of like the little performances from Pawn in the backgrounds of scenes, fucking Magenta's got like pictures of his parents on his desk, and I'm like, is this Mother Colonel Violet? Did Commander Red fuck Violet?
So you get Magenta.
I mean, it is how you literally get Magenta. But holy shit. Like, one, it makes his name pun way more clever. Because I was just like, oh yeah, it's like adjacent to Red. I get it. Haha. And then it's just like, oh my god. It's because because, man. Did you ever watch the Red Ribbon Army? Like, arc?
A bunch of it. Most of it. Maybe all of it once.
Okay. So, like, near the finale, we get Colonel Violet. And in the manga, she's literally there for 2 panels. She is just another member of the Red Ribbon Army. So really, you can fill that in with anything you want, including Commander Red's penis. But in the anime, she's like this very, like, she doesn't give a flying fuck about the army. She clearly has no connection to Commander Red. And when things start going to shit, she immediately robs the shit out of him and leaves. And I think Goku ends up accidentally crashing her fucking jet. Or I'm conflating that with the Path to Power movie where I think something like that also happened. Anyhow, though. But yeah, no, her first fucking thing is, okay, fuck this place, fuck these guys, I'm gonna take every fucking thing that isn't nailed down, and I'm getting the hell out of here.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, having the idea of, like, that bitch specifically, that version of her, is Magenta's mom, is kind of fucking hilarious. Like just so many things in this movie, like, just neatly tie up, there's nice little, like, we have the stuff with Pawn not being able to fly, we have Gohan getting his groove back. Oh my god, the Makiko Seppo. Like, he fucking just charges that up and fires it, and, like, that is like that fanboy giddy, just, like, you just clap, fanboys, clap. Like, because that got me. Like, that was just so joy-inducing. And he's just like, oh yeah, like, you know, I was practicing it, and, you know, secret. And he's just like, you did it well. Like, you did, yeah. And it's just like, because it's like Piccolo, he doesn't do like that snarky kind of Vegeta thing. Like, that's like the big difference between like Piccolo and Vegeta. Is like one of these.
Piccolo's a good dad.
Yes. Because like Piccolo is just like, he doesn't do the, oh, it could have been better, or, you know, your posture was wrong, or some shit like that. But, you know, it was fine. It was, no, like, he goes like, you did it. You did a great Makiko Seppo. Like he gives it that positive reinforcement, and I love that. Like, just this movie has so much heart, so much charm. The story is a lot of fun. The character, like the villains, are a lot of fun. This movie brought back a version of Cell, and I wasn't mad. Like, every time Frieza shows back up, a piece of my soul just chips off, and just calcifies and chips off and turns to dust. Like, every time, like, Bardock comes back and we're reminded how good of a fucking dad he was, and how much he loved his baby boys, like, I calcify on the inside. And so, like, for this movie to bring back, to do, like, the fan servicey thing, and bring back Cell, but it's not Cell, it's just a big fucking giant rage monster that we're calling Cell, and he's basically seeing Godzilla, and he has a fucking morning star for a tail.
It's real good.
Like, that finale just kicks so much fucking ass, where he's like creating the giant energy ball, Piccolo's wrapping him up, trying to drag his ass back down. Like, it was so
he actually uses his bug wings like bug wings.
Yeah, like, oh my god. I don't know if you saw this, but like, Toriyama's actually, you know, spoken about the movie, and like, usually whenever he talks about these movies, he always talks about like the animation, and like, you know, like, oh yeah, it looks really impressive, it's really pretty, and like, oh yeah, like, this character's a fan favorite, so that's why he's here. And, you know, like, I tried to like do something unique with this like, you know, when he was doing Broly, he's just like, I didn't make this character, but, you know, like, they wanted me to use him. So you know, this was the one where he was just talking about like how much he enjoyed it as an experience. He's like, yeah, no, like, it was really visually cool, the story was really charming, blah, blah, blah. Like you could tell, like, I had the feeling watching that movie, I'm like, Toriyama wrote something he gave a shit about. Mm. And then this fucking, like, this interview, or this quote he put out, really just confirms, like, yeah, no, Toriyama like, he wasn't fed an idea, like, give us evil Goku and bring back future Trunks. Give us Broly and Gogeta. Give us a big multiversal tournament where guys punch face until they pass out. No, like, he just gives us...
Turns in his napkin like, okay, that's not what the word tournament means, but whatever.
Yeah. This felt like it had heart. It had charm. This is the most I have enjoyed modern Dragon Ball since the Jocko manga. Like, Toriyama did something and I gave a fucking shit about it. Like, the only other thing I've really cared about was when Toei's animators just got to write a whole bunch of slice of life filler. That was amazing in Super. And when Toyotaro got to write his own arc for Dragon Ball in the manga, and it's just like, oh, clearly he's had this, like, he's been wanting to play in this universe and do his own thing, and he just fucking, like, nailed that out of the park. But this is the first time I felt like Toriyama specifically has contributed something to Dragon Ball, and I genuinely fucking enjoyed it, and it seemed like he did too. Oh god, it's so nice to enjoy Dragon Ball again. And funnily enough, when I watched this in theaters, it was the same day that I read the final chapter of the Granola arc of the manga, which may have been the worst fucking thing Dragon Ball's ever had attached to it. And I think I might be including the fucking Hachiak OVA. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. You're lucky you're not, like there isn't an anime version of that for me to sit your ass in front of.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. If they ever do the Mora arc, I'll recommend that one to you because it's actually good. You'll have a great time watching that. It kicks ass. Like, that needs to be animated. Aggro, we watched good Dragon Ball.
We did. It was weird because it said Super at the front.
I mean, it had 2 supers in it.
It's a lot of Super.
Do you know why he called it superhero?
Because you can't use the word duper in an American film title.
He forgot the name of the show was Dragon Ball Super. So he thought he was just calling it Superhero, like Dragon Ball Superhero. He forgot the show was named Super. Straight up. So when he turned in the name...
I fucking love that man. I love him so much.
So he turned in the script for Superhero, and they're like, all right, Dragon Ball Super : Superhero.
He worked so hard for so many years, and now he just cashes the fucking check.
I can't be mad at him. Okay, I can't be mad at him as a creator because I have these brain worms that keeps me returning to this fucking franchise, and it keeps being bad. So, like, congratulations, you're in my good graces, but he also dropped this movie around the exact same time that he wrote the fucking Granola arc from the manga, and that is the worst fucking shit ever. So I don't know where the hell he's at right now. Other than, you know, in a pile of fucking money, Scrooge McDucking it up. So yeah, no, movie's great. Go fucking watch it. It's the best fucking thing Dragon Ball has ever done in a really long time. If you think this movie is bad, you're stupid and wrong, and you're everything wrong with this franchise and this fandom.
Well, there are things that are wrong with this franchise and fandom outside of those people, too.
All I know is that all the people I like personally love this movie, and all the people I kind of just roll my eyes at are the ones being like, Broly was better. They need to go back to Broly. Like, I
love Broly. It was not fucking better than this.
Yeah.
Period.
Like, literally, the first thing you said when the movie ended was this an order of magnitude better than any of the other Dragon Ball movies we've had? And yeah, like I said at the beginning, like, this is the first, and I mean this throughout all Dragon Ball movies, this is the first one where I can say this is a good movie without an asterisk.
Like, not since Dead Zone as a Dragon Ball movie.
Try to be a fucking movie, which is amazing, because that movie's under 40 fucking minutes long. Like, that is the only... That one, and I think movie 13 really tries to be a movie. But that one is really kind of knee-couched by its length. Because it does a lot of things that this movie does, where you have like our heroes being kind of misled, and like there's a giant kaiju fight in that one, obviously, but like the fights are kind of broken up throughout the movie, and then there's the big climactic battle that only takes up like the last like fifth of the movie, like the last fifth of the runtime. And but that one is really held back by its like hour-long runtime. If it could have been like as long as this one, that movie would have been fucking stellar. But this one just so goddamn good. Aggro, I saw good Dragon Ball.
Wild times.
The next one's gonna be dog shit, right?
No, but it's the Goten and Trunks one next.
Dog shit!